stupid. It's like, they have in the gospel when Jesus says, if you want to enter the kingdom of heaven, just become like a child again. That's all. The child eats, delicious. When tired, sleeps. You never meet a child with sleeping problems. Did you ever meet a child with sleeping problems? Or eating problems? Almost never. Tired is hungry? A child is hungry? Wah! Then give the food? Shut up. No. A child is tired? Go to sleep. Even in a car. Even in a noisy place. Did you ever see that? A child can sleep even in the middle of a music concert or something. Or a movie. Very simple. That's why we say, when you're hungry, eat. When you're tired, sleep. Everyone thinks this is very stupid teaching. But who in this room can really do that? We lie, but I can't sleep. I don't. 잠이 더 안 와요. What is this? I don't know. Tomorrow I have to do this. Then wake up. Then maybe read a book. Maybe watch TV. In temple it's very simple. Temple, you have to wake up at 3 o'clock. So go to sleep or not go to sleep. Very simple. But nowadays, people very, very complicated. I can't sleep. Maybe I'll call my friend. Maybe I'll play on the computer a little bit, play a little game. So we have this teaching. What is the true way? When you're hungry, eat. When you're tired, sleep. It's very, very, very simple. That's why Jesus said, very simple. This heavenly life is very simple. Just become like a child. That's all. So, in this first chapter of the Diamond Sutra, the Buddha is teaching us that. This moment-to-moment mind. Moment-to-moment mind. So, one day, at a time for breaking the fast, in the temple that's why we have this moktak. That's at the mealtime in the morning at 5:30. In the afternoon at 11:30. In the early morning at 11:30. And then in the evening at 5. Soon you'll hear it at 5 o'clock. That means when you hear that sound, you go to the kitchen and eat. Very simple. It's very simple to hear that, but very difficult to do. Even nowadays, as a monk, we must be very busy. And I know that experience. Sometimes you're working on the computer or having a meeting, and you hear this sound, but I'll go in 10 minutes. 10 minutes more work I'll do. If I don't finish this work, maybe I will not be able to work again for another couple of days. Very busy. So it's very easy to understand this first thing, what the Buddha did. We pass right over it. But very hard to do in our everyday life. Try to keep that. Make a schedule for yourself. I'll eat at 7 o'clock in the morning. I'll eat at 12 o'clock noon. And I'll eat at 5 o'clock at night. If you can do that 1 week, I will bow to you. So it's very interesting. We understand this. It's important, not important, doesn't matter. But it shows our mind, it's only our mind that makes our life complicated. Actually, this world is very complicated. World is very simple. It's not complicated. Our thinking becomes complicated. So this whole world experience is complicated. But only thinking. Every child can do that. So the Buddha does this thing. In the first chapter of the Diamond Sutra, he shows us complete life, moment-to-moment life, mindful, geoinen maum, moment-to-moment mind. It's very simple, very clear. Nama inen iri ha나도 없어요. One day, at the time for breaking fast, the world-honored one, even though he's enlightened, even though he's free, even though he's completely overcome ignorance, still, he keeps this mind. Very simple. So by doing this very simple thing every day, he keeps his mind very simple. It's very, here the time for eating, eat. Finish eating, wash the bowl. Take the bowl, put it away. Take off robe, boom, 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 put away. Then wash the feet before sitting down. That time in India, the monks and nuns don't wear shoes. No shoes. No gomushin. No shoes. So feet become very dirty, very dusty in India. So before, when I sit down, your feet touch your clothing. When you sit down, your feet touches your clothing. If you don't wash your feet, in India at that time, your clothing's always very dirty. Clothing very dirty, you must wash more. You must wash more, you must have other clothing more. So, very simple thing. Makes your life complicated or simple. So, after eating, begging, comes back, eats, finishes, takes off his robe, puts it away, washes his bowl, puts his bowl away, washes his feet. He returned to his retreat and took his meal. When he had finished, he put away his robe and begging bowl, washed his feet, arranged his seat, and sat down. 끝이다. All finished. So it's very simple. 하나씩 깨어있는 마음으로. Very simple. But the Buddha is giving us big teaching here. There's no thinking. There's no thinking here. It's very simple and clear. Just do that. Then your life already becomes very simple. So that's why in the temple there's all these symbols for lunch. Of course, all the monks know. I know the meal is at 11:30 in the afternoon. I know that dinner is at 5 o'clock. You go to any temple in Korea, breakfast is at 5:30. Some temples 6 o'clock, but usually 5:30. Go to any temple in Korea, the lunch is at 11:30. Go to any temple in Korea, the dinner is at 5. It's always the same. But we have this signal. Why? Because sometimes we forget that. We have thinking. So the signal, come back to this moment. Come back to this moment. Come back to this moment. What are you doing right now? Just do it. That's this first point. So the Buddha already shows that. The great thing about the Diamond Sutra is it starts out with action. The teaching of the Diamond Sutra, this is a Zen sutra. This is not intellectual. Because the Buddha teaches without speech. There's no speech here. It's only his action. His everyday life. That's the Diamond Sutra. That's the Diamond Sutra. Okay? So, does anybody have any questions about that? Any kinds of questions? No questions? Great. Chapter 2. Subhuti. Subhuti makes a request. Now, as this first chapter ends, the Buddha is sitting there. The Buddha did not give talks every day. The Buddha wasn't talking every day. He did not always open his mouth. Many times he just sat in meditation. Many times he did this every day. Meditation, then put his robe on, like this. Pick up his bowl, take it in his arm, go to the city, begging just with everybody. Very interesting, really, to think about that. Begging with everybody, taking the food with everybody, the same food with everybody. Then he went back, he ate it with everybody, keeping silence with everybody while he ate it. Then he went back to his place, he washed his bowl, he went back, took off his robe, put it up, put the bowl up, washed his feet, arranged his seat. Here we have cushions. Nowadays, very easy. You grab a cushion, you put it on the floor. That time they didn't have this bangsok. They didn't have these cushions. It was just grass. So you get some grass together sometimes, maybe some grass, and put it together. Put a cloth over it, little like that. Adjust, then sit down, then sit. Then the Buddha is just sitting. He didn't always he didn't sit down and start talking. He just sat down. And he kept this mindfulness. So it's very interesting. The Buddha didn't always do some action. He just sat there. Now we look at chapter 2. Subhuti makes a request. Now, in the midst of the assembly was the venerable Subhuti. Forthwith he arose, uncovered his right shoulder, knelt upon his right knee, and respectfully raising his hands with palms joined, addressing the Buddha thus: World-honored one,